How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Friday Night Football review for round 7 of the NRL this Anzac weekend. Hope you guys are doing extremely well tonight. We saw 2 games of football tonight. We saw the Rabbitohs and the Titans. The Rabbitohs got the win up there at the Gold Coast, 40 points to 30. A very entertaining game of football. The other game of football, well, it was a very, very one-sided game with the Eels. They beat the Broncos, 46 points to 6. An absolute flogging there by Parramatta. But if you're new to turn around you guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. But let's get into the first game, man. This game was an absolute cracker. The Titans and the Rabbitohs. It was definitely the best game of the Friday night. Now, I wish this game was the main event, but obviously the Broncos, you know, they're always getting prime time, and I don't think the Broncos deserve prime time at the moment. I think Titans and South should have been the last game, but let's get into it anyway. So it all started very well for the Gold Coast. David Fifita scoring the first try. Bit of controversy around it, you know. Was it a double movement? Well, I laughed in the game. I thought it was a no try, but the referee gave it a try. Titans started really well. Then Jackson Paulo scores for the Bunnies. And then after that, Cody Walker scored. And then David Fifita, he just went on a rampage. He scored 2 tries. 1 try off a quick tap. A bit like the try he did against Newcastle and the other week. And then the other one was off a nice pass from Ash Taylor. Some would say it was forward. But, you know, at half time, the Titans led 24 points to 10. And I'm going, what on earth is going on with South Sydney? They've started slow. Is it because of the blue jersey they were wearing? Is it because they were a bit flat without Latrell Mitchell and Josh Mansell? I'm not too sure, but the Gold Coast, they started well. They had a very nice 24-10 lead at the break. And then in the second half, South Sydney, they came out a completely different team. Wayne Bennett must have said something inspiring at half-time to get them back in the game. And I thought South, they just went nuts. You know, Benji Marshall thought he played well in the second half. And, you know, he set up a couple of tries. He scored 2 tries himself. South ended up coming back into the game. And it was so entertaining. And then, you know, Benji Marshall scored 2 tries. And you had Alex Johnson score 1. You know, Dane Gagai scored 1 for the South as well. And, you know, it was just a very good game of football. It was very entertaining. The Rabbitohs, they come back from 24-10 down. Now, did the Titans choke the game? Or did South Sydney just find that consistency and they found that grip? I'm going to say it was a bit of both. Now, the Titans, 24-10 lead. Let's face it, a 14-point lead in the NRL these days isn't the biggest lead, but when you're at home, it is a fairly decent lead. But you know, I thought Souths in the second half, they showed their experience in the big games, and once again, the Gold Coast Titans failed to beat a big side. I know Souths had no Latrell and Mansell, and the Gold Coast didn't have Tino, but you know, David Fifita in that first half was outstanding. 3 tries, bit quiet in the second half, but far out. He had a very good game tonight. But looking at some of the good players from both sides in this game, I'll start with the winning side, the Rabbitohs. I thought Alex Johnson played well. Campbell Graham had a good game for the Bunnies. Benji Marshall was outstanding. Cody Walker at fullback was quite good. Tom Burgess was good. Colin Matangi was very good on that left edge. Damien Cook was outstanding in my opinion. Cameron Murray had a fair game. Also the bench as well. Mark Nichols, Liam Knight, Jai Arrow, they were very, very good off the bench for the Rabbitohs. For the Titans, you know, thought AJ Brimson was solid. Corey Thompson was very, very good for the Titans. I thought Taylor and Fogarty were a little bit better this week. They had a bit, you know, they gelled a little bit better. Moe Fodawaker was decent. David Fifita was the Titans' best player, scoring a hat-trick. Peachy was okay. I thought the Titans' bench was, you know, it had their moments. You know, I thought Sam McIntyre was great off the bench for the Titans. But in the end, the Rabbitohs, they get the win, 40 points to 30. The Titans choke a 14-point lead. The Bunnies come from behind to get the win. My top 3 players on ground for this one, I'm going to go number 3, David Fifita. He was outstanding. Number 2, Cody Walker at fullback. I thought he was excellent. And number 1, my man of the match, turning back the clock in 2005, Benji Marshall. He had a great game, scored 2 tries, set up a heap of tries. Benji Marshall is my man of the match. The Rabbitohs get the win, 30 points to 20. Very entertaining game of football there. Well done to the Rabbitohs. Now let's move on to the last game. Eels and the Broncos. I'm not gonna talk about this game for too long because it was a bludger of a game. Eels 46, Broncos 6. It was a very hard game to watch. Eels started very well. In the first 2 minutes or so, Sevo scores for the Eels, and then Pangai scores one from dummy half for the Broncos. Sevo again in the 27th minute, and then Papali'i scored, and Kaufusi halftime, I think it was 24-6 in favour of Parramatta. Brisbane, their attack was boring. Their halves completely lost. Their forward pack was doing a good job, but their creative players are just not good enough. In the second half, Obachek scored a try. Cartwright even got a try of all people. And then it was Sevo again, and then Gutherson. Look, like I said, the Broncos being on prime time. Look, I know you can't help the draw in the fixture these days, but, you know, the Broncos won the wooden spoon last year. To put them on prime time again and again, it just drives everyone insane, you know. I understand it because the TV deal and, you know, they have their preference and all that, but come on, man. You can clearly see the Broncos are not worthy on putting on prime time at the moment. It's just, they're so hard to watch. Their attack is very boring. They're so stale. If people can't afford Fox, can you imagine them on a Friday night? They'd be like, oh, the Broncos are on again. The Broncos are on again. It drives them mad. But, you know, for the Broncos, I mean, the game tonight against Parramatta, the only 2 players that I thought really had to go for them was Tavita Pangai Jr. and Payne Haas. Outside of those 2, everyone else was a complete joke. As for the Eels, well, but they had stars all night, obviously. Clint Gutherson, outstanding as always. Sevo was good. Ferguson was a little bit quiet, but did the job. Obachek and Niokore was solid. Mitchell Moses was outstanding in his kicking game. Campbell Gillard, Paulo. I thought Reed Money was a little bit quiet tonight, made a few, you know, fundamental errors, but he'll improve. Isaiah Papali'i was outstanding once again. Off the bench for the Eels as well. Isaiah Papali'i, he was not Isaiah Papali'i. Oregon Kaufusi, he was outstanding. Bryce Cartwright had a great game. That great guy who came from the Cowboys to the Eels, he played well. The Eels, far too good for the Broncos. Broncos, in my opinion, they're in crisis mode. They've got no idea what they're doing. Maybe it's time you bring Milford back in the side. Maybe try him at fullback. I don't know what the go is at Brisbane, but Parramatta, far too good for the Broncos tonight. Sevo had a hat-trick. He was outstanding. But my top 3 players on ground for this one, I'm going to go with number 3, Isaiah Papali'i. Number 2, Mitchell Moses. And number 1, my man of the match, Micah Sevo. Eels win, and the Rabbitohs win tonight. Guys, that's it for the Friday Night Football review for round 7 of the NRL. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel, do all those wonderful things, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Cowboys Raiders live stream. Until then, stay safe. See you later.